we take this puppy, we finally get her on her first test drive, and it was a struggle getting there. Stick around, check her out. Man, am I excited this week because I finally found the pieces that I've been looking for this Caprice. It might have taken a whole nother car to get them, but I got a bunch of pieces that I've been missing for my car. And am I excited? We're talking new hook shock. We got new ones of these. I got bolts for the hinge that I lost over there. I got tail lights because mine are broken. And many, many more. Door panels. I got new door panels, but they're a slightly different color. So that just means more work, right? We could just put some other material on them. Just a slight color difference, right? But man, they're perfect. You see them? They're a little cracky there, but that'll get covered up. Too bad I didn't find this dash before, because I'd have used it too. But look, I also got one of these. Yeah, that'll be nice. I need one of these. Many good pieces. We got the other door panel and the other door panel. Man. So first things first, I want to start with getting tail lights because I just feel like this car it needs tail lights, is how I feel. So I want to do those first, put my brand new lenses on them. That way it fixes one part of the ugly. Then I'm thinking maybe these wheel trims, because it's driving me nuts. I don't like it. I think it needs a trim. And only because, you know, the cracked paint and stuff that I didn't intend on leaving out in the first place. So let's start with those, and then we'll get into some gauges and whatever else we could get into. I'm so excited though. Pop these old lenses out, super easy, because there's only one bolt here, and then they got two nuts that look like this that are on the back side here. Super easy. So now I got these pristine, new, little dusty lenses. We gotta replace them. These ones are good. There's a crack here and there, but look at how clear that white is versus how yellow that white is. So, and the red's more red. And let's face it, this beautiful thing needs these freshies. So we're just gonna pop these ones off, hopefully without breaking them. And it just looks like a couple clips like this one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and some sticky tape. So you know how this might go. Might be bad. I got one apart. I only ended up breaking one clip on this old lens, which made me a little sad, which is right there. But, you know, someone still wanted to use it. It's fine. And the little chunk that broke off is around, so we can glue it back on, you know, if someone wanted it. And then I test fit my new one because I couldn't help myself, and then I broke one of them clips off. Dang it. So now I got it super gluing. Just stay dry, baby. So what I'm thinking is I'm just gonna use some, to make my own little gasket. And I'll be gentle with it. We don't need a lot, because I don't have a lot anyway. So now I'm gonna further on and do this one because I broke that one. So hopefully I can do one for now and let the glue dry on the other one. I got an ugly bead all the way around, and I ran out. So I went and got the gray because that's what I had left. And it's on the bottom side, so you hopefully won't see it anyhow. So now all we have to do is mush, oop, that's the other side.
this lens on that, let her dry, and then we'll cut off all that excess so it don't look all ugly. That was too stinking easy. And it looks beautiful. I got her in. I just barely, I barely put the nuts on and the bolt in. Just to hold her in so she don't fall out. Because I want to make sure the glue dries and the back doesn't pull off, you know, and it ends up leaking water in there. So, but man, let's close this thing. Man, it closes so nice. Just look at how much that tail light changes this rear end. Oh, man. And I kind of like the chrome ring on the black car. I don't know why. I like it kind of. I thought I was gonna do them black, but I kind of dig it. So I'm gonna run it for a while till I get tired of it. Look at that. Look at that booty. Okay, we gotta fix this side. We gotta let that glue dry, and I gotta get some more gasket maker for the other side. So I guess our next task is maybe gauges. Yep, the fun part. No, maybe we'll do those wheel trim rings real fast, because those should be easy. I already got the screw out of this one. Out of this side too? Yep. Pulled it right off with no screws. Now this one's a little beat up, which I'm kind of sad about. But for now, we can at least set it up there and see how she looks. A little better. I don't know if I like the chrome around it. Might have to go black. I don't know, might have to see it in the sunlight. We've got a whole nother day, and I've been busy doing all the boring little check and wire stuff. So let me catch you up where I'm at. So I've been in wiring diagrams, and I've been labeling. We got dimmers, so we got pretty much lights from the dash is what I'm saying. We got a tack wire maybe, hopefully that's the fuel gauge. We got like a bright and some ABS stuff over here. We got turn signals back here, way deep in there. We got our air hoses, as well as this is our goodie, our gauge cluster. So here's all of our grounds tied together. This is, I believe, our lights. This is light change, color change. That's a ground. I missed one. Then we got our signal wires, are all the blue ones. So, you know, one for temp, one for oil pressure. Shoot. And then we got tack, blue here. You know, and then the Speedo's GPS. We just gotta hook the GPS thing through. So we're getting just about to be the time to hook it all up and show you guys how cool it's really gonna be. Alrighty guys, it's been a little bit, taking a little whooping, but not too big of one. So I got a bunch of messes still going on here, but I do got most of the gauges working. So check her out, boom. Fuel gauge, working. Air pressure gauge, it's working. The Speedo, it's good. The only bummer is when I hit the switch now, I don't get the lights that light up anymore. I had them, but now I do not. So I gotta figure out what I did. But anywho, watch. We've got the RPM, it's working. The oils of the pressures, it's working. So I still got some figuring to figure out how to get these to light back up, but it's doable and I don't think it's too hard. So it's just getting late for today, so I'm just gonna have to call it and I'm gonna have to get back on it tomorrow. Oh man, it's been like a whole week because I struggled the next day. I didn't really video too much, but I did actually get pretty far. So I figured out why we weren't lighting up, and it's pretty much because I lost voltages on the dang wire that I hooked it up to. I don't know, maybe I've blown a fuse, but I checked all the fuses and they all looked good, so I don't understand what happened. So I made my own power, put her on her own fuse. So now we got lights. Then I started struggling with my temperature gauge. All right? And I did like 2-3 cycles. Like heated her up, warmed her up. Like, man, why is my gauge not doing what it's supposed to? So I start taking this and looking at it this morning. And I take her apart here. And just ponder your eyes in here. Do you see that? That goes straight over to my gauge. And I intended on putting it in that little hole there, but the bolt I had was too long, and I got sidetracked and never came back and put a smaller bolt in it. Oh, what a dummy. So now I got a shorter bolt, but anywho, let me show you, they light up again. Bummer is, gosh darn, I got a leak in the rears. Oh, and I'm pretty sure it's the fitting on this gauge, or the gauge itself. But check her out. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look, voltages is working and stuff, so nice. Look at that. When you leave the lights on, that's what happens. So let's put this bolt in that temperature gauge. Let's warm this puppy back up and see if the temperature gauge is working. Take this thing on an actual test drive, because I just did a donut yesterday. And it's only because I had an early day on a Friday and I just come over to hang out with Grandpa. And then ended up going to get material for the door panels. In which, look at that stuff. Look at this stuff here. I did this off eyeball. I went to the store and said, yep, that looks right. And it's like a perfect match. I'm happy with it, is what I'm saying. I also got some black over here. So we're gonna have some two-tone maroon and black door panels. It's just gonna go so well with the rest of the car. But we only got 4 weeks till Power Tour, so let's get this dang bolt in. Let's get this thing on a good test drive. Let's see what she'll do. So here we go. Let's put this bolt in. First things first. Before I even forget. I feel so dumb. Now that's on there. Let's put this thing back on, because for some reason it won't start without this. Maybe because that big gaping hole. Got her fired up. Let's take her outside so we don't fumigate the garage. Man, just look at them gauges, look good though. Oh, man, I don't understand why this one keeps changing on me. There we go. We're gonna take her down the street, give her some RPMs. Hello, Squirrely. He's spinning them rocks. Whoa. Yeah, she let loose easy, buddy.
How's it stop? It's pretty good. Look at that. Oh, that's solid.
Really good, right?
Yeah.
Bringing her back, everything's looking good. The temperature hasn't climbed yet. We're still under 100 degrees. Oil pressure is maintained 30 psi the entire time driving. Getting a little off our track here. I can't go into 2 lanes because they're deeper and we're a lower car here. Even with the airbags, she's still pretty low.
Yeah, them drop stickles on the front.
Hey, we finally got 1 mile on the odometer, dude. Nice! Man, this thing's doing wonderful. So I think Grandpa is gonna take this thing out for a ride. Our temperature is finally coming up on the gauge, so it's working. Means I did a good job putting the ground on it this time. So let's just take it for another cruise. You know what I'm saying? Man, that was awesome! Okay, she's a little loud. 4,000 RPM, she is loud. See, that's the speed limit. She gets up and goes, man. I like it. The ride's real nice. Well, yeah, it's gonna be a nice cruiser. Craig was saying how much nicer them airbags feel. And I feel it now. Like them washboard, nothing. Didn't even feel them. Look, there goes some more. Man, this thing is running awesome. And let me tell you, this gas hasn't been put in there since them tires have been put on there. Let me tell you, because I went with my buddy to put those tires on it and fill the gas tank. And these are coated to 2018. So in 2018 is the last time these suckers got gas. That's some bad gas, and it's running this good. Thoroughly impressed. Just wait till we get some good gas in it and this stuff out. So far so good. I don't see any major leaks, but we've only been sitting here a minute. Shoot, the thing's reading that we did like 5-6 miles already, and it was pretty hard 5 miles. You know, we did some donuts and a lot of sliding. And the temperature, she's still riding at 140. She's just running so smooth. I'm getting impressed with the car. I'm actually starting to get some faith in taking this 3,000 miles. And that's hard to say for most people's first test drive. It means I did something good. With something good. You know, with this car, it's just hard not to just, you know. She's a sweet car, look at her. And look at that inside. Uh-oh, we got to get too warm now. Yeah, that ain't good. Yeah, what the? That's not reading high enough for that. Maybe it's the bad cap.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's just the cap won't hold the pressure.
That would do it. Oh, that's good. Look at that shit water stuff flushing out. We try to shut it down.
Yeah.
It may be off now. A lot of times they get mad when you
Or I
shut them
didn't
off.
tighten it all the way.
Well, that's an awful lot of rust and shit in there still.
I told you it was ugly when I cleaned it. This first time it got that warm. You know, the nice part about having a parts car, I don't know if you can see it way over yonder, back behind my Suburban. Just picked her up for this car if you've been watching the channel. But you get extra parts like a whole coolant tank, which this one is way better than mine. But then I was planning on replacing it, but then I was like, look, I got 2 nipples there. That one's only got 1 nipple. So I don't want to have to be capping on stuff off and stuff. So I said, you know what? Let's just try the cap. I put the cap on her. She's been running for 10 minutes again, maybe 20. And we just waited just long enough for it to be able to open her up. Our gauge, you know, we're reading, what, 155, 150-ish. It's above where it's been reading, so it's kind of good. This upper hose is not as hot as it was. I could touch it for several seconds. This one has the same amount of pressure and is the same temperature. So I think we simply were overboiling because of a stupid cap. So that's a win. As long as there's no more air bubbles in this thing, I think we're solid. Yeah, it's still about 155, almost 160. We'll just let it sit here for a little longer. Just see what the temperature does, you know, because this is really when cars get the hottest. It's just sitting there with no airflow. So if it doesn't get hot now, sitting here for like an hour or 2 hours, and I'd like to say we're good for power tour. And I'm sure, you know, driving it to work and stuff, I'll do plenty more testing, just letting it sit here. So I think we're pretty good though. I'm not trying to count my chickens for the hatch because, you know, we got a couple weeks. But I'm starting to be all right with it, is what I'm saying. Temperature's still there, almost 160. So that's what I'm gonna do for the next 45 minutes or so, back and forth. She's still holding at 160, doing just wonderful. Wonderful is what I'm saying. So I gotta wrap this video up right now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a big old like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thanks a ton for watching. Come back next week.